Petition that proposes this, and I have some specific historical information I wanted to share today. The reason that I'm passionate about this project is because I've lived in this neighborhood a long time and it's so central. And I've learned a great number of things in the process of researching this, and I have a number of documents I can share with you that go into depth as to exactly why this actually is a historical plaza and location, and that there's a great deal more consideration that should be put before just sort of hand-waving this forward. Fundamentally, Adams Morgan didn't exist as a neighborhood, and forgive me if I'm repeating anything you already know, but it didn't exist as a neighborhood. It was called 18th and Columbia up until the desegregation court case ruling that desegregated DC schools, and Adams School and Morgan School were united, and the community coalesced around that. The reason that's relevant to this particular property is that the location, 18th and Columbia, was the name of the neighborhood. That's how central it is. And the Ambassador Theater that used to be there was actually at 2454 18th Street Northwest. It was a rebranding by the bank to start calling this 1800 Columbia Road Northwest. And all of their pictures going down Columbia to, I believe it was Mr. Crane's point, it's a good point that this building is on 18th Street. And so in terms of the history, there were neighbors that opposed a BP bank going in there, and that got shut down. And then Perpetual was actually a pretty good citizen. They appointed the first African-American member of their board in 1970, well before SNLs in the area had their first women to the board in the 50s. And they were trying to be a good neighbor by agreeing to a number of concessions about this plaza. One is its existence at all. They wanted a space for public self-expression and commerce, and that was the intent of it. I just was on the phone this morning with the original architect, Seymour Auerbach, no relation, Mr. Auerbach. He just had a few words he wanted me to share, and he's available. He's 87 years old. He lives in Chevy Chase. He couldn't travel because of health issues. He wrote, "I looked at what you sent me, and I sent him all these plans, and the entirety of what has been designed is lousy and not in conformance with zoning. The report from the ANC is absolutely right in being against any zoning variance. It should not be afforded them. Most of the photos they've used show a great number of high-rise buildings on Columbia Road. That's not the nature of Adams Morgan, 18th Street is. The open space at the corner of 18th and Columbia they've designed is nowhere near the character and use of what's there now. What they have is a fancy walkway entrance to their building, nothing more. Note that the only seating and activity in that space are the tables right up against the building wall, and the seating backed up against the planting beds does not allow for active conversations or any sort of gathering. People will not sit on these benches. How they're curved in the wrong direction even allowed to allow even the getting together of two people. So he dearly wants to be involved in this matter, and he says very clearly it has nothing to do with the need to destroy a building I designed. That doesn't bother me at all. It's not about that. It's about the fact that there was a very clear community purpose behind why this plaza was put in. It was historical, and the exact nature of the history was alluded to regarding redlining. Perpetual was a community member that was very concerned about the fact that it had been involved in redlining, and every Washington area bank had been since the 30s, since the Federal Home Loan Bank Board began doing that. And so it was actually a positive move on their part to engage in a number of concessions regarding the operation of the bank, including bilingual tellers, and including their loan policies, and creating space for this commerce to occur. And there is actually a good neighbor agreement that was signed in ink that has not yet turned up. That good neighbor agreement was written about in the Washington Post, Martha Hamilton, in July of 1977, and it spelled out the exact nature of why this plaza exists, and it is still encumbered on that property because Perpetual was sold to Crestar, and Crestar is still the legal owner. Ian Hoffman does not own this property yet, and so they have to still be good neighbors. And so, our view of this is that this should be a historic landmark. It should be improved. An interesting fact here is that the actual purchase price of the property was $10. It was part of the SNL meltdown in the early 90s when Crestar purchased it for a total of $7.8 million for all 60 banks in the DC region of Perpetual, and the US taxpayers bailed out $400 million more dollars. So it's not like they haven't already made their money on this property. And so, we need to be concerned about the fact that the community really does care if this plaza stays the way it is, or gets improved and doesn't turn into a complete elimination of it. I have just one image I wanted to share with you. Would you be able to share this with them? You've seen a lot of scaled, interestingly framed and scaled images. There should be about 6 of them. So what I did is I just took their plans for the plaza, as they call it on their, and then I put them over the existing plaza. And you can get a sense of exactly how much it is. It might be 5 to 10% of the size. And even that is not very usable. That just doesn't serve the public at all. The primary folks that have been supporting us doing the petitioning are the farmers market folks on Saturday morning. All of the farmers market, a number of them have been there for 30 and 40 plus years. They have a direct contact with this history. And I do believe that the plaza ought to be used better, and that the public ought to be involved in a process of using it better. But there's a lot of history here. I have 2 journal articles of history, one in the Journal of Urban Studies and one in the Progress in Planning. Both of these were part of a master's thesis done by James Lloyd at Ohio State. They document the history, and they specifically call out this agreement with Perpetual as a landmark piece of work that was done in order to address redlining and make reparation for it. I'd just like to enter all this into the record, and also just make a very specific request that at the very least you delay your decision on this for more information to come forward and coalesce. And if you so choose to consult with folks like the key person who was involved, which was Councilman Frank Smith, and also the architect, and also the folks at Perpetual that first built the building, in addition to other community organizations. Thanks.